Everyone should be a fat liberationist. No matter your size, fat liberation benefits you.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Body Honesty Project. My name is Lydia, and today we are continuing on with our fat acceptance predictions for the year 2024. In the first two installments, we made predictions on Fat Girl Flo, Professor Brain Fever, Jordan Allen Hall Underwood, and Samira. And today we'll be making predictions on FierceFatFemme and AntiDietPilot. So let's begin.
Everyone should be a fat liberationist. No matter your size, fat liberation benefits you. Imagine what it would be like if we were all liberated from the idea that our bodies have to be smaller or look a certain way in order for us to live our best lives. Imagine spending your time worrying about anything other than your body.
Okay, we have FierceFatFemme. And that video, I think, is still quite representative of the message she's still delivering to today. So didn't try to fool you there. I think that is still very much what FierceFatFemme has been saying lately. I think that, in my opinion, she's going to be a gain. Most of her content is kind of similar to that message, wanting everyone to be a fat liberationist because it benefits absolutely everybody. Doesn't matter what your size is. We should all just be free and support all fat people all the time. Thoughts?
How in the world does fat liberation serve me? I'm wearing a 9X shirt right now, about the highest that I could find. I might find a few 10X out there. This is from when I was at my biggest. I can't afford to get smaller clothes now that I've lost 200 pounds.
It's expensive.
But at some point, I was going to die. So if I kept this fat liberation message in my head saying, well, the world needs to serve me because I'm almost 10X and I keep getting bigger and I'm almost 700 pounds. It's like I couldn't even get up out of bed. I couldn't do nothing, go anywhere. I was in extreme pain. I was going to die. I would not be sitting here right now talking to you guys if I kept on doing what I was doing. There's no way fat liberation serves me. Fatness is not a good thing to be. Like, take it from us who've had experience at our worst. There's nothing good about it, nothing whatsoever. So this sort of message ticks me off, and I should make a separate video on it on my channel. Like, this really ticks me off. I think this is a go. I think she's just going to absolutely kill herself. Because if she's at the size she's at and she says everybody, even if you're 600, 700, 800 pounds, she's including everybody into that, can do with the fat liberation movement. And you think that even people who are about to die, who can't get up, who can't wipe themselves, who can't cook for themselves, who can't even find clothes in their size because they're that big, they need to wear a sheet around their body, they still need that type of message? No, she's not going to make it very much longer, because no matter how big she gets, no matter how far that she pushes herself, she's going to get the end. She's going to hit that brick wall, and she's still going to keep the same nonsense message that she's pushing out there, that it's okay. The world still needs to cater to me, and it's ridiculous.
I don't disagree with that at all, Tony. But I would also say the energy I get from her, because I've seen some of her videos, I may be alone in my opinion. She does seem, out of all of them, to be one of the more reasonable, less like, I will cut you kind of people. She seems more like she genuinely does want to have people feel safe and happy, whatever, what have you, all the beautiful platitudes. But like you said, when you say no matter your size and don't worry about the size of your body, that sounds really beautiful, but I can tell her thinking is limited. She is thinking of people size 0, or people that are yes, Penny. People that are maybe a 2X and maybe at most a 4X. I have noticed there's a giant cognitive dissonance of them all about the people that are on my 600-pound life. Because you know what? Whenever I think about gaining that much weight, do you know what I think about? I think about the people where you literally can't discern their foot from the other lumps in their leg. But on top of that, the lumps in their legs are changing colors or hardness. Like, it literally looks like a stone of flesh attached to them. You're telling me that person? And so it's like, for me, I do believe that at this point, she's been having that same narrative for a few years, because I've seen her since the inception of me doing these videos. I believe
Been out
she's
there for
at
a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I've seen her for a while. I do believe she may be at the point where she has to lose. I think she is someone that could be turned on her opinion if she got enough of reality. But again, she is young. And this is the same thing we have said for years. We have. A lot of these people are young. These are children by comparison to us. These are kids in their early 20s. At maximum, most of them are maybe 28.
I'm double most of their ages.
Exactly. I'm almost 40. Tony, I think you just turned 40.
Next month.
You're just about to turn 40.
I'm 45.
Exactly. So, I heard for years from people, and I went, pfft, because I was physically fit. I mean, I just looked at a photo of myself. And Lydia, if you want to insert it, I'll send it to you. I looked at a photo of myself from 2013, and I weighed 320, 340 in it, but I was mostly muscle then. And I had none of this. None. I didn't have the big belt. You could see my freaking lap. I had none of this, and I didn't think anything of it, because everyone kept saying to me, Cass, it's going to catch up to you. It doesn't hurt you now. It's going to catch up. And I was like, I was very flippant about it, because my blood work was great, and I could move around, and I could exercise. I was fantastic. Nothing was wrong. I was also 24. Okay. I was 24. I was 26. Life was great. And then guess what? Fun fact, kids, in case none of you know this, you are actually, by human genetics, middle-aged by 26. That's why by 30, your body starts hurting more, because your cells have stopped regenerating. Things start stiffening up. And that's why by the time you're 32, if you allow all that lazy, bad, and stupid activity that you did in your 20s to continue into your 30s, and you're not flexing, you're not stretching, you're not doing healthy weight, you do feel it. Take it from me. I was exceedingly healthy. I really was. I could easily walk 5 miles a day, not even like including what I did at home or anything else. I used to do so much. And at my heaviest, walking 10 feet, I was almost getting dizzy. And I go about this. I have a video that's going to be released about all of it. It's really beautiful in the ideal to sit there and say, wouldn't it be wonderful if you don't have to worry about this? Yeah. You know what would also be wonderful? If I pooped out gold and I rode a unicorn to work every day. Reality is reality, whether you like it or not. This isn't a social order. This isn't so. It's going to catch up to you, and either you're going to gain, lose, or go. Mm-hmm. And I believe that she's going to have to lose. I don't see her. I have seen her videos floating around, but again, just like that guy earlier, I don't believe she is as relevant as the others. She's more of the filler of the fat acceptance movement. And I do think it's because she is one of the nicer. So maybe this is more of a hopeful. I hope she loses.
I think that she's going to be a go, but I think that she also might be a lose and a go. I don't see her losing publicly. I think that if she decides that she has to lose, I think she's made way too much content she doesn't even have a grasp to pivot on. Like, I think that she will leave to lose weight.
I think it's a good one. Yeah. That's a good take. I agree.
Okay. Next up, I forget who's next. Let's see.
Diet culture has really effed up people's mentality of what a balanced, healthy diet is. What a lot of people think balance is they think a forced balance where you eat 80% of X and 20% of Y. That's not balance. Your body is designed to tell you when it needs things, what types of things it needs, how much of it needs. And what's happened is a lot of people have lost those signals because they've been forcing themselves into a diet culture pattern of what is healthy, what is the right way of beyond the type of food that you should be eating. Diet culture even tells you when the balance should occur. It should be balanced day to day. It should be balanced week to week. Everyone's body is different, and not all bodies are going to operate on that same clock.
Okay, we have AntiDietPilot. Now, with AntiDietPilot, it's different because she is a thin person. So when I'm saying gain, like, yes, she has gained some weight, she has lost some weight, but for me, it's more like, is she going to continue this message, or is she go about, it doesn't matter what you eat, don't count calories, and supporting other fat activists and saying that fat bodies are healthier, or is she going to pivot her message and focus on weight loss to some extent? Now, my issue with AntiDietPilot is that sometimes she'll make outright statements like, yes, there are reasons to lose weight and they're valid, but they're also fat phobic, and she'll be really, really, really harsh. But then you'll also catch her in these moments of like, oh, you know, if I don't put in any sort of regulation, I feel completely off the rails and out of control with food. So she does kind of break at times. I think that she struggles with her body a lot, that she doesn't like it when she gains weight, but then she will also say at the same time, no, it's fine, I'm happy. And so she's kind of all over the map, and I don't know what's going to happen. Thoughts?
No, I actually hate this woman.
Okay.
This, whatever her name is now is not what her name was before. She actually fell off the map. She went completely dead space for a while and then came back with this new name. No. She's a hypocrite. She's a liar, and she's purposely doing it, I think, because she actually hates fat people and she wants to see them fail by lying to them like this. So she absolutely believes in calorie counting because she calorie counts every single day. She absolutely believes in exercising because she exercises every single day. She only dates men that make six figures, that are in high ranking society, and that spend a certain amount of money on her. Okay, let's just start with that. That's how she was before. I don't know. I have a video on her. I can't remember what her name is because she blocked me in my original TikTok. Because she didn't like what I had to say. She will sit there and say, oh yeah, you're totally valid for recovering from an ED. You're totally valid, you know, losing weight, but it's fat phobia. Okay, but it is still morally wrong. Like, she would say that in one breath.
Yeah, that's what a lot of her videos are. Just like outright saying, yeah, you are fat phobic. Any reason to lose weight is fat phobic.
Right. And yet her entire life is maintaining losing, because she was in several different EDs. She had several different, like, genuinely, she was one of the reasons I started making videos when it came to rage. She's on the level of Lexi Nimmo and Marissa in terms of just massive, arrogant, cruel, evil hypocrites. And they play it off like they're good people.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think she is trying to sabotage a lot of people because her own self-hatred is so evident to me. Like, it's blatant. And so that's why it's like, I don't know if you saw my face. Like, I did not realize who she was. And I was like, so I don't know. Tony, go ahead, because I rant when I get angry.
This is another one I don't know very well, but I think just based upon what you were saying, and just sitting there watching her eat a salad in a skinny body and ranting about nonsense, she has no idea what she's talking about, but she's living that. She's living at a calorie deficit. She's working out. She's eating a nice salad, and then she just rants about, you know, you don't need a calorie deficit, blah 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 blah. So I think she's somebody who's going to keep changing her message because she has no idea exactly what she's talking about at all. And so wherever the winds go is where she's going to go. She might even restart another channel or whatever, and just she might fade out of popularity and come back with a whole new message. And so yeah, I think for the most part, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I always say on my channel that if you live at a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. Calories in, calories out is what will help you with your weight loss. Now, a lot of these fat activists, they say, well, I work out, but I still can't lose weight. Diet is like 80 to 95% of you losing weight. So you can work out for 4 hours a day, but if you're stuffing your face with donuts, you're not going to lose weight.
Right.
Her name was Realistic Recovery, by the way.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do remember that.
And so the human body is a human body. And so the only thing that's different between us is that we have a different metabolism speed because of our size, because if you're male or female, if you have more muscle mass, whatever. but you still need the same vitamins and minerals that I need. Now, you might be more have a deficit in some vitamins because of your culture or your what's that word that I'm thinking of?
Genetic makeup.
Yeah, because of your genetics, you might be deficient in certain types of vitamins and minerals. I, living in the north, having Irish heritage, I'm always low on vitamin D. So I need a little more vitamin D. It's been cloudy for months here in Michigan. All right. So I need some of that sun and I get a little depressed. So yeah, there's certain things like that are differences that I need a little more vitamin D. You might need a little more vitamin C, whatever. But every human body needs vitamins and minerals. We need to live at a caloric deficit if we want to lose weight. You can maintain and build muscle with a certain amount of protein or whatever. Like it's the same for everybody. Like nobody's different. Nobody's different when it comes to that.
No,
And
no,
I hope
Tony, we only need carbs and fat.
and
That's
I
not what
hope
Tess
people
Holiday taught us.
I hope people understand what I'm saying when I say that. I'm not saying that we're all don't have any problems and everything. The same diet's going to work for you as it works for me. But what I'm saying is that to say that everybody's different and so what's going to work for me isn't going to work for you. Well, if you live at a caloric deficit, you're going to lose weight no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see where that's different.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think that AntiDietPilot seems to project her own internal issues that she has with food. And remember, like she's a normal sized person that struggles kind of like, I guess maybe how I struggled with 25 pounds, maybe just kind of wrestling with that. But that is very different than the struggles of someone who has hundreds of pounds. And what I kind of understand with her, but what she doesn't project correctly to the fat activist is that, yes, for someone like me, sometimes I do have to relinquish counting calories because you know what? I actually can ballpark eyeball. I don't need to obsess the little bits here, the 50 calories more here, 50 calories less here. I don't need to obsess. I'm one of those people that are like her, that need to kind of release a little bit of the obsession. However, sending that message to someone who is going to eat 2,000 calories more than they need, that is the problem. Like she'll say, no, just relax, release. Like, yeah, you can tell that to me. Someone who struggles with 20 pounds, you can't tell that to someone who's struggling with 200 pounds. It's
Yeah,
different.
for somebody like me, I'm terrible at counting calories by looking at it. And I would totally, like even now when I'm counting calories as part of my current diet plan, I will forget to add the ketchup or the calories that was in my coffee creamer. And then I just kind of blow it off. Oh, well, it's not a lot, so I don't need to put that on there. Or I just totally forget. And that could easily be a couple hundred calories per day that I'm not logging. I'm still
Right.
losing weight, so I'm doing well. But I mean, some people can do that very well, but I think a lot of people don't do that very well. And they forget to add things like that in there, their dressings, their
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, but I think that with realistic recovery, she's someone that I can relate to in a lot of ways of growing up with these problems, meaning we already knew the calories by the time we were like 11 years old and everything. Okay. So it's
She was
not like,
obsessive.
so it's very different to tell someone who was obsessed with it for their whole lives to try to let go of it versus someone who never knew anything about calories, didn't know how to count them, doesn't understand education, and then to tell that person to not count. It's completely different.
Agreed. Because that's her biggest problem, is that she addresses everything as if, number one, she's 100% right and there is never any room for nuance. It is always, I said it. It's accurate, which just makes me want to like literally dent her veneers in. But on top of that, it's a matter of, like you said, she went from, and I think I want to say and or binge. I'm not sure which. I think both, frankly, because she said multiple, I think, in her original videos. And she counts down to the final calorie. If you look at any time she's eating, she is counting how many shrimp. She is measuring how much of the sauce, how much of this. So she's doing all that. And she's saying she does it because of the mental issue due to her ED. Okay, but like you said, Lydia, this woman obsessed for years. She was always that way. But like, take people like me. when I found out what calorie counting was, one of the main reasons why I didn't like to calorie count is because I'm bad at math, and math already was stressing me out. Like when
Yeah.
I got introduced to calorie counting, you have to understand, audience and you guys, I was so bad at math. I was in this is gonna be so embarrassing. I've said it on my lives, but I don't think I said it in a video. I couldn't take algebra. It was too complicated for me. So they took the first year of freshman basic math and they took it and split what was each semester up into 4 years for the remedial people in math. And I barely passed it with a C. And so you're taking someone who's got that much anxiety over mathematics. I was in technically freshman math for 4 years. I and the kids that stayed back because they were druggies were all in this class. It was the only class I was horrible in. And then I'm told I can't even eat without having to do math. And that's the thing. Like, I could not add hundreds like that down to the negligible calorie without getting upset because I was so afraid I was going to screw up. And that was the thing, like my terror of messing it up and making it wrong or not doing enough. Like that was a big, like, what if I don't do enough? And it would scare me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that was one of the few things that I was truly upset about as a teenager. And so I just decided, and I remember I was standing in my friend's house and one of my friends did have an ED. I didn't understand what it was at the time. And I just decided, I literally looked at her, I said, that's too much work. I'm not doing that. That stresses me. I'm not doing it again. And I will tell you, from 15-year-old Star Son to 33-year-old Star Son, I never counted a calorie.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. I did not give one care about it.
Yep.
I was like, as long, and again, I've said this in multiple videos, as long as the volume was small, my brain said, you're doing fine.
Right. And that's not true. Yeah.
An example I can give really quick, I know we got to move on here. There was a time when I was trying to do well on my diet, and so I made myself a salad, and I was feeling very proud of myself. I made a salad, but then my sister comes over and makes a comment. Yeah, that's great. You chose a salad, but you just put 600 calories worth of ranch in there. Suddenly it's not a healthy salad. So I think that's a problem a lot of people my size have is, I'm going healthy, I'm eating a salad, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody is spooning the ranch in there to count exactly
Mm-hmm.
how many calories of ranch they're putting in their salad.
Mm-hmm.
We just dump it in there and stir it up to our liking, and
Yeah.
then we eat it. Or the times when I would eat yogurt thinking, oh, this is healthy. Oh, there's 30 grams of sugar in here, but it's yogurt. Yogurt's healthy, right?
Yeah.
So I think there is a lot of ignorance when you're trying to diet, trying to lose weight, and you're like, why can't I lose weight? I'm eating salad. We're eating a 700 calorie salad, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not even if you add chicken or anything else in there.
Mm-hmm.
And salads today can be full of croutons and
Mm-hmm.
meats and eggs, and before you know it, you have, like Starzan was saying, or 1,800 calorie salad.
Yep.
I mean, just
Okay.
because it's a salad doesn't mean that it's healthy. So what she said is complete nonsense. You have to count what you're doing.
Exactly.
You have to pay attention to it. You can't just, oh, it's a salad. I'm nutriting. What's that word? I keep thinking. I'm being nutritious. I'm getting my vitamins and minerals. I'm eating my greens.
Oh, I'm nourishing my body. That's
I'm
what
nourishing my body. I'm doing what I need to do. And no, you're still gonna gain weight.
Yep. And that's why I will say she is going to be a gain purely because she already went through her stasis of lose. She
Mm-hmm.
did that for a while. She's back again. So I don't think she's going to remake herself for a little bit. I don't think so. But it's just like you said, Tony. She's got the wrong messaging all across the board, and it may fall properly onto some ears, but even then, it's wrong messaging because at the end of the day, she's telling people like you, Lydia, who have worked so hard to keep yourself good, that you might as well just let yourself go
Mm-hmm.
and start just.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's gonna be a gain or lose or anything. I think she's someone who is a complete idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And so by she's putting stuff out there, trying to portray herself as an expert, and she's not an expert.
Mhm.
And so she's either going to just fall away and people stop paying attention to her, or if she really finds a groove, she could probably stay popular for a while. People start listening to her nonsense, and I don't know. I think she'll eventually just throw something out there that she had no clue on, and even the fat activists are going to turn on her.
Right.
She fizzled out once and she'll fizzle out again, but she's gonna
Yeah.
ride the wave.
I
while
think
she's
that
at it.
she's still going to be popular in 2024 because she is taking care of her health and telling her viewers different things. So it's not like she's gonna go anywhere. So I'm gonna put her as a gain, not meaning in weight, but meaning in popularity or maintaining her popularity for 2024.
Mm.
So that includes installment number 3. If you haven't seen the first 2, you can check them out over here. And if you want to see tomorrow's, I think you can check it out over here. So until next time, stay body positive, but also body honest.